Hello, in this episode of Divorce Step by Step, we're going to look at one of the important things, how to tell the children. Now this is a very important part of the process because you want to get this bit right. Telling the children is an important part of the journey because they will remember exactly where they were, perhaps even what they were wearing. As one client said to me when she was a little girl, she remembers exactly what she was wearing and where she was told. So without undue pressure on yourself, get grounded, get centered and get calm. I think it's a good idea before you start to actually write down some ideas. And I always tell the clients that I work with to draw a circle on a piece of paper, put some spokes into it, and put down in each segment some assurances. Now be careful that you don't make promises that you can't keep, but put simple things like you'll stay at the same school, you'll see grandma, you'll see daddy on Saturdays or whatever it might be. And just put them in for you so you have some clear things that you can say to your children. The important thing here is for you to feel confident in what you're going to say. It's a difficult thing to do, and if you can get your ex to sit down and do the same thing, if you can work together, which is very difficult sometimes, I do know, but it will reassure your children. And if you put your children at the centre of this process, park up your own emotions. It is very challenging. Try not to get emotional. That's why I get you to write things down on a piece of paper. It tends to take away the emotional charge to it. Plan where you're going to do it. Is it in the sitting room? Is it in the kitchen? Is it when you're having a meal together? Think about how you're going to say it, your tone of voice and your body language so you look reassured. Don't do it in the bedroom because your children will anchor that as distressful and that's where they go to sleep. My suggestion also is to do it around the weekend so that they're not just going straight into school or they're not just suddenly going to dance. Plan when you're going to do it, and then when you have done it and you've explained what's happening, that people fall out, like with friendships, and you say some of the assurances, hold the space for your children's reaction. Now don't be surprised actually if there isn't one. Sometimes you just go, oh okay, but sometimes they'll burst into tears. Sometimes they'll be angry, sometimes they'll jump on your knee and want reassurance and hugs. But one of the key messages that you must put across to your kids at this time is that they're not to blame. It's not their fault, because often children blame themselves. So you explain that it's nothing to do with that. Daddy loves you just as much as ever and always will, and I love you just as much and always will. But we are going through some changes. And then reassure and hold the space for them to start to talk if they want to. Perhaps they might like to ask you some questions. Again, make it age appropriate, your answers. Don't give them too much information because you perhaps don't know some of it. And certainly don't go into too much adult detail about the reasons why. But then let them express themselves and relax. And then do something sort of normal, like, I don't know, go and play in the garden, have a meal together, maybe watch a TV program, whatever you do normally at that time, so that there's not a sudden shock. And like in one family I work with, the husband got up and then went and left the house and the children were bereft. So plan it, imagine it in your imagination, see what you see there, see what you're wearing, see how you're speaking, imagine the setting a few times, roll it round in your head a few times, gives you confidence, and then prepare yourself to tell them. Children do survive these challenging times. They take their lead from you. So if you're calm, centered, grounded and positive, your children will feel the same. Look out for more Divorce Step by Step videos where I'll be going into even more detail.